Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is kind of the second video in Module 2 as we move on with our critical reading, evaluating arguments. I hope you had a chance to watch, my first video here. If you haven't, I recommend going back there and listening to and watching that. But, as you see here, we have a couple of things that we've done. First, you've done your discussion board 3, hopefully by now. Um, your outline of a reverse outline of this argument and why I'll never apologize. And this gives you an example of how it's done. Really enjoyed reading through the way you guys outlined that and talked about that article. The next one, our discussion board 4, which is due by the end of the day today, Monday, February 6th, is a counterpoint to this one. So it's another perspective on this same topic, and it's called Explaining White Privilege. That offers this other perspective. So I want you to do the same thing, do a reverse outline just like you do, thinking about paragraph by paragraph almost. Like, what does it do first? What does it do next? Using that language, really get into that language of this. The writer argues, Crosley Corcoran says, Crosley Corcoran asserts, um, all of which is going to help you determine what this article does paragraph by paragraph. And then decide which one is more effective. If these are two arguments about the same topic, which one is more convincing to you? Select the one that you think is best, makes a stronger argument. Look for 3 reasons why. You could say a particular example resonates with you, or maybe the way it's written resonates with you. I don't know. Look for 3 pieces of evidence. And then in your peer response, you're going to find somebody who disagrees with you. The reason we're doing this, guys, is first it helps us to read critically, to kind of think about how arguments are put together. These are the ways that I want us to sort of practice writing about our articles that you selected for your article map. So last week, you should have submitted your proposal for your article short or your article map. This week, we're going to work more on this. We should be revising it. Some of you, we're in different stages of the drafting process, but here's what we should have: a 1 to 2 page revised draft of what you have submitted. You can remove your proposal section now. You don't need that anymore. I've gone through and I've approved your topics or given you some feedback on that. What you want to keep is the argument summary. Because remember, the key part of this map is you are literally mapping out an argument that the writer of your article makes. So if we are looking at my example here, remember I said yours is divided up into 2 parts. You have your proposal and then you have your summary. I'm removing my summary here. I'm just focusing now on the 500 to 750 word summary of the author's argument. And guys, what I want you to do is to really practice what you've already been doing in Module 2 here. I want you to use this language of sort of outlining this argument. Tell me almost paragraph by paragraph, what moves does the writer make? What do they do? Just as you said here, Fortang defines privilege as, in your article, my example is climate change. Maybe in that first paragraph, I would say my writer, in this case, Bill McKibben, McKibben defines climate change as. In the second paragraph, I would say McKibben cites an example in the form of, and then tell that story. What is the example he uses? Really dig into that language of using verbs to describe what the writers are doing, paragraph by paragraph. So you want to double check that you have that language directly. Don't just summarize it in your own words, but use paraphrase. Do all these things that all the sort of moves you were making in the discussion boards to really explain what your writer is saying. Now, the biggest thing I said to a lot of you all in terms of feedback is the topics were often really, really good, but you needed to step back and ask yourself, is this really an argument about my topic? Or is this just a sort of informational text about it? Really ask yourself, is the writer making an argument? Do they want their readers to do something as a result of reading this? What do they want, the sort of takeaway, or what is the purpose of this? Make sure you've selected an argument. If it's not, your topic is likely fine, but you might want to go back and find an argumentative article that you can then reverse outline. That's what this short draft is. It's a revised version of what you've already submitted, making sure you're doing this, making sure you are outlining that article, and making sure it's argumentative. And guys, if you have questions about this, please ask me. Email me. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to have a Google Meet conversation about any of this. But again, the work you're doing in these discussion boards, or discussion board 3 so far, is really on the right track. And we want to see more of that in that short draft as you revise this. The goal, of course, is to submit this short draft, a revised version, by the 12th. And then we'll actually work towards a peer review next week where we'll give each other some feedback. And I'll give you guys some guidance on what that looks like. And then we'll submit our final draft of this by the 26th. So this is just a draft, right? But we want to revise it with argument in mind. So if you need to choose a new article, your topic is fine. I approved everybody's topics. I think the topics are great, but make sure you're choosing an argument. That's the key thing. Okay. Looking forward to seeing what you guys write and come up with and submit. Don't forget, we had a reading quiz this week that covers all the materials from this module as well. Reach out with any questions, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have. All right. Take care.